Hello, welcome to the Airdrie Perspectives by Bella. I am so grateful to all the returning subscribers. You make the dream go on. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you to all the new subscribers, the visitors. Welcome to the channel. I hope you find value in what you see on the channel. And especially with today's interview, I hope you're inspired to make a difference wherever you are. I believe we all have special giftings in us, and those gifts are not for us to keep or sit on it. They are meant to reach out to people and serve them, okay? The gifts are to service man. And so today I'm interviewing one of our local heroes. His name is Loughman Jr. And Mike has found a need in the community of Airdrie, and he's making such great impact. And so I'm excited to meet him and talk to him about all, what's going on in his organization. And I can't wait for you to meet him. He's awesome. So come with me. Let's go meet Mike and let's get talking. And at the end of this all, I just hope that you will be inspired to start something in your neighborhood, wherever you are. You have something in you to give to your community, okay? Don't hold back. Give it. Make a change. Make a difference wherever you find yourself. All right, let's go. Hello, welcome to the Airdrie Perspectives by Bella. And today I'm here with one of our local heroes, Mike. So Mike is going to tell us all about himself, what he's doing here in the city and making a difference. So Mike, welcome to the channel.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Really, I am grateful. I'm sure people are calling you busy, but thank you so much for taking the time to come to interview with me. Mike, tell us about yourself, your name and what you do, your organization.
Well, I'm Mike Loughman. I'm 46. I live in Airdrie, lived in Airdrie a long time. And my journey started by, I got involved with drugs and alcohol. And then fast forward 20 years, I got sober and then started my own not-for-profit called the Sober Friends Society, where I'm a sober coach, like sober support, where people in the community reach out, call me. I'm there to listen, guide them through the steps of recovery, networking, taking them to places where I've gone, resources they can use, things like that. We also host sober activities every month. So we do paint night, game night, hiking, picnicking, things like that. It's a lot of fun. Craft night, we make dream catchers, we do paintings. We have like an artist come in and guide us through a painting. We have pizza and pop. It's a safe, fun, sober place to be on a Saturday night where there's no pressures or bad influences to do, drugs or alcohol. And then our long-term goal is to create a clubhouse, which would be 24/7. We'd have addiction counselors on site. Couches, tables, TVs. We'd have board game night, karaoke night, movie night, things like that. And we'd have a room that would be available for any support group out there, AA, NA, CA, Smart Recovery, grievancy meetings, things like that. That would be free to those groups to use at no charge at all. So that is amazing. Yeah, that's our long-term goal, which, we need to raise quite a bit of cash. So we're trying to do that now.
Cool. Wow, Mike, that's amazing. So you took something that happened to you, you worked on yourself, and now you're helping other people in the community to change their lives around. What made you decide to do this?
Well, when I reached out for help, I reached out one time and I didn't really get the help. I was basically told, if you don't believe in God, we're not going to help you. And so, I wasn't at that level or that stage of my life where I was willing to accept a God, I guess. So I didn't get any help. I just continued to drink and do drugs and went spiraling out of control, suicide attempts, overdoses. I lost a lot of friends to suicide, murder, overdosing, drinking and driving accidents, things like that. So I finally just had enough. I made a phone call, asked for help. I got that help. And everywhere along the stages of the line I went, like, the lady on the phone helped me, and then the EMT that came to she helped me. She she like was very supportive and talked with me. And then the nurse in the triage was very supportive and helpful. And then the psychiatrist helped get me into a treatment center faster than they normally would, and they kept me in the long-term mental health unit, or sorry, the short-term mental health unit longer than they were supposed to, just to try and get me the help. So, and then when I got out, you know, Alberta Works was there to help me. Airdrie Mental Health and Addiction Center was there to help me. Community Links was there to help me. So all these places and all these people were just so supportive in helping me when I thought no one would want to help a drug addict, alcoholic, you know what I mean? So they all helped me. So, but when I got sober, I started just, people would reach out to me because they'd see me on Facebook or whatever. Like I wasn't in the business or the point in my life where I was like putting myself out there to help people. I was just talking about my sobriety, which made people want to reach out to me about their addictions. So then I just started kind of helping people, and it went from there, right? So it wasn't something I just planned, it just kind of happened, and I liked doing it, so I decided to keep doing it. And that's how, you know, everything was, and that's why I want, I've sent other people to get help to some of the places I went to, and they didn't really get it. So like some people fell through the cracks. Maybe I got lucky and all these people were in the right place at the right time to help me, and maybe the system, at that time, maybe the system doesn't always work like that, but maybe I was also willing to accept the help more than other people, right? So but I just want to be there for anybody that reaches out. I don't care if they're pre-contemplative, which means they're kind of, am I an alcoholic? Am I, you know, do I have a drinking problem? Do I have addictions? Maybe I should get help. Maybe no, I don't want to. So even if they're at that point, I'll still talk to them and kind of, you know, be there for them when they do need to reach out. But for the people that are reaching out, I want to be there to help them, no matter what. Whether they believe in God, whether they don't believe in God, whether they're all about the science, whether they think it's a disease, whether they think it's hereditary, whatever they believe, I just want to help them because they're brave enough and courageous enough and to reach out for help.
Wow, thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for doing this again. My curiosity is, who did you call? Who was your first call when you decided, hey, something is not right here, I want to change things? Like who was the first person?
I went to my dad and told my dad, you know, I have a drinking problem. So he took me into Calgary. He took me to like a halfway house that was AA based, higher power based, and they basically said unless I believed in God or a higher power, they weren't going to be able to help me. So I didn't get that help, and then I just kept drinking and kept using drugs for 10, 15 more years. And then it wasn't until September 4th that I like overdosed, and I went to the hospital, and then, you know, they gave me a bunch of this. I stayed there for like 8 hours, and they're like, you're fine. They gave me a handful of Ativan and said, here, you're good to go. Take these home with you. They'll help take the edge off. So I was like, sweet, free drugs. So I went home. I stopped at the liquor store, bought a bunch of booze. I had a bunch of cocaine at my house. So I swallowed all the pills. I started doing cocaine drinking. And then it's in the morning of September 5th, I was like, I was going to jump off the bridge, which was right across the street from my house.
Wow.
So at the last second, when I was walking out the door with this plan, I thought, you know, I really don't want to die, but like, what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do. So I called the police and I said, listen, I'm about to kill myself, and, you know, I don't really want to. And then I explained to this lady, like, I was bawling, I was hysterical, and she was very supportive and calming and talked to me for like half an hour until the police got there. There was like a major blizzard outside, like major blizzard. So when the cops got there, the one cop knew me. He didn't want to help me at all. He's like, he literally said, we have tons of accidents out there, Loughman. Get your A to the hospital yourself if you want help. We don't want to help you. And then the other cop that was there stayed in the background. He never said a word. And then the ambulance driver, who happened to be this Indigenous lady, she heard him say that, got mad at him. Then she took me into the ambulance and was like, you sweet boy, like, you're so brave reaching out. She took me into the ambulance. And then the reason why I brought up the Indigenous side of it was because she started to tell me about talking about smudging and the medicine wheel, and I just found it really interesting. And then she also asked if she could say a prayer for me. And then she told me about her family, and she said she was the only one in her family that didn't have addiction issues. And so she knew what it was like, because she saw what her family's going through. And she said she believed in me because I was strong enough to reach out for help. So she said a prayer for me. She got me to the hospital. Then in the hospital, the same thing happened. This nurse was like, I'm so proud of you for reaching out. She's like, do you mind if I say a prayer for you? So she went in the next room, and I could hear her saying a prayer. I don't know why she didn't pray right there, but she went into the next room and said a prayer. Because
prayer works.
Yeah, well, that's what she did, and then I got up into the short-term mental health unit, saw a psychiatrist there, and then I heard someone in the unit talking about an Indigenous recovery center. So I had an Indigenous ambulance driver talking to me about smudging and medicine wheels and this and that. And now I hear this person talking about Indigenous Recovery Center. And so I asked him some questions about it. He told me all about it, and it was really far away. It was up in high level, so it's like 10, 11 hours away. So I asked if I could go there. So I did all the paperwork they gave me. I did everything they wanted me to do. They got me to stay in the unit 2 or 3 days longer than normal, and then they got me into the treatment center. I just had to wait 2 weeks to get in. So that's the very first time I reached out for help and got it.
Wow.
And it was boom, 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 boom. And then when I went to the treatment center, they helped me there tremendously. I spent 28 days there. And then when I got out, I had, no job. I had no friends, sober friends. So I was starting from scratch. I had to find a new job. I had to find basically new friends that, that were sober, because I believe you become what you surround yourself with.
True.
So if I went back to hanging out with all my old friends that were involved in drinking and drugs, I probably wouldn't be sober right now. So, yeah.
Ground zero.
Yeah.
But before we continue, I just want to say I'm so sorry that you turned to a place and instead of getting help, you didn't get the help immediately. I want to apologize for that. And then the cop that wasn't able to help at the time. But I thank God for people who are out there who are willing to help.
Yeah.
And if you're out there and there's a way to help, don't look away. When you see something going on that's not right, don't look away and think someone is going to help. Take that move, make that move and help, because you don't know where the person is at in their journey of life. You don't know if that's the last time you're seeing them and they're going to take their life. So I'm so thankful to those people that helped, were willing to help, the lady in the ambulance and then the ladies at the hospital. Emergency. Yeah, thank you so much for that, what you did. We are grateful because Mike is here now because of that little step that you took. So yeah, don't hold back your help. If you can help someone, don't hold it back. Well, however small it is, reach out and help, because hope comes from, hope comes from God, but hope comes from us. He's made us in His image, and we are in every place. People say there are angels everywhere. You can be the angel that that person needs at that moment. So don't hold back your help. Thank you so much, Mike, for doing this.
I think about those people often too, those people that help me. I love talking about them, because I honestly believe that if any one of those people weren't there at that time, I might not have gotten sober. I might not have felt that same love and support and empathy.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm, how you're saying, if you see someone you can help, then help them. If I see someone crying, whether I know them or not, I just want to walk up and ask them if they're okay. You know what I mean? So I'm always keeping my eye out for people that need a hand.
It's just because you've experienced it, so you have that knowledge and that human, wisdom to know that, hey, there's another human being that needs help. Let me help. Let's not be. I know after COVID and stuff, people have become a little, I don't know
standoffish.
Standoffish, and it's just where's the human thing? We have it in us, so don't shut it off. Open up and help people around you. Thank you so much, Mike. And so my next question is, right now, I think I know who benefits, but for people out there, who benefits from your organization right now?
Honestly, I believe the whole community benefits from what my organization does, because addictions truly affects the whole community. Like you might have a neighbor, you might have a coworker, you might have a family member, you might have a best friend that has addiction issues, which can affect relationships with you, the relationship with you, right? Yeah. So that's affecting you. It can affect your household. It can affect your financial situation. Yeah. It can, it can be abusive. All kinds of things. Your neighbor could be drunk and crash into maybe your car, and God forbid your child. Like your coworker is constantly being late for work or not showing up for work because he's drunk, so you're taking on his workload. Like it can affect you in small, different, in small ways, but it still does affect everyone. But sometimes it can affect you on a large scale where someone dies, right? So I just want to be there to help people get sober. I truly believe addictions affect us all, and I believe that recovering loudly stops people from suffering silently. So every time I do an interview, like that's why I love doing interviews, not because I get to talk and blah, 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 but because every time I do talk, and I talk about suicide, I talk about bullying, I talk about alcohol and drugs, I talk about abuse because I was sexually abused as a child, I talk about suicide. So I talk about all those things, and whenever I do, someone usually reaches out after they see the interview. They'll like, something will resonate with them, like maybe they're having suicidal thoughts, and then they see me talking about suicidal thoughts, but yet here I am managing my life, right? So like maybe they'll be like, oh, I got to talk to this guy and figure out how he's doing this. So I tell them, or like maybe they want to know where I went to a recovery center, or so I just love doing the interviews for that fact alone, because usually at least one person reaches out.
And that's very important. That one person is very precious.
Yeah.
So keep up with the work. Don't stop. Because as you're saying, even if one person reaches out, that's
gold.
That's gold. So thank you. So everybody in the community benefits from the Sober Friends, right? That's the name.
Yeah. And also, anybody can come to our sober activities that we do. Like, you don't have to be someone who's in recovery. Like, you don't have to be someone who has an addictive personality or is currently drinking or using drugs. You could be someone who's been sober your whole life and you just choose to be sober because it's a healthy lifestyle choice. But like, we would love to have people like you come to our group, right?
More friends.
Sober friends, right? That's why it was called the Sober Friends Society. So it's just about people coming together in a safe environment and learning to have fun sober. Like, even if you're someone who is a drinker and you don't want to get sober, but maybe you need some sober fun every once in a while, like if we can get you out of the house and do something sober for once, and then maybe over time you were like, hey, I kind of dig this, so maybe we'll influence you, right? So that's the plan.
Oh, I see. Wow. Thank you so much, Mike. Mike, thank you so much. You've been a great sport. What's the best part of being part of an organization like yours?
The best part?
Yeah.
That's a hard question because there's a lot of really cool parts.
Cool.
I love seeing people, because we have volunteers, we have people that artists come in and do. I love seeing people come together for the same cause and everybody helping everybody, everyone being a good role model for each other. I really love seeing people that have reached out to me, maybe year after year, and I finally see them sober and like doing good. Like, that is so awesome to see my friends. Like, anybody who I've witnessed get sober, like, not because of me, like all because of them. I just love seeing that, because now I know, like, they did it too. Other people can do it, and like now I'm like so proud of them, and I know that they're gonna have a great life. I mean, it can only get better. So the best part is seeing people get and stay sober. And the community. Yeah.
That reward, you can't buy it. You can't buy that from anywhere. Money cannot buy that. So great job. Thank you so much. And if you had a chance to change anything in Airdrie right now, what will it be, Mike?
I got an answer for you. And it's something that a lot of other not-for-profits would say, we need space. We need a building for not-for-profits. There are dozens of not-for-profits that need a location of their own, but Airdrie has none. There's no one like out there to say, here, take our space for free or for a discount. Like, There's nothing like that unless you find some rich guy who wants to donate you land and then you get some money to build something. But I think the community should all come together somehow, some way. I don't know how, but there should be a massive building built with many different rooms where all these not-for-profits can have at least an office set up, or like a storage space set up, or somewhere where they can meet and have meetings. Like, we need that. We absolutely need that.
Wow. Yes, and I hope the counselors are watching, the leaders in different organizations are watching this, and you're planning, and it's now in your thinking wheel, to do something, because Airdrie is a wonderful city. People are saying that it takes people to make it wonderful. So if you have that ability to help, do this, what Mike is saying, because there are a lot of nonprofits doing amazing things in the city. So if you can help them with space is the biggest thing, right? Space is the biggest need that they need right now. So help out, reach out. And Mike's number will be put out there, so how to reach him. And also, if you need other nonprofits on the show, you can find them in the videos. Okay, all right, thank you so much. Well, Mike, so just wanted to know, for people out there who want to join, as you said, whether you're an alcoholic or you have any addiction or not, they're friends, so you can come and join them. When do you meet and where?
Well, anybody in recovery that has, addiction issues, or whether they don't have addiction issues, there's just someone who just leads a sober lifestyle, they're all welcome to come to our sober events. For example, we're doing paint night this month, September 30th, from 6 to 9 p.m. at Community Links. We rent a room there once a month, and we do paint night. We have Jadis Jaguar coming in honor of Truth and Reconciliation Day. She's going to guide us through an Indigenous themed painting. So it's usually the last Saturday of every month we'll do some sort of an event at Community Links. Paint night, craft night, board game night. Those are the three main things.
Don't miss out the last Saturday. So it's coming Saturday. Up. It's coming up.
Yeah.
That's what, 28?
September 30th.
30th,
and then there's October 25th, I believe, is the next one. And then we have one in November as well.
So keep that in mind so you don't miss out, okay? Yeah. All right. Mike, I just wanted to know, are there any challenges since you started doing this?
Yeah, several challenges. Okay. Raising money is really, really hard, especially, we got started right as COVID hit. So the first 2 years of us being operational, we didn't raise any money. We couldn't do any events or anything. And then, we do throw some sober events, we do the Pirate and Princess Gala, which is a huge success, and we raise money doing that for us and for the volunteer Airdrie, not-for-profit. Just raising money is hard in general. This economy is so bad right now, trying to get people to give you their hard-earned cash that, they gotta really support and love what you do for them to want to give you money. So I'm extremely grateful for anyone. Extremely grateful for anyone who donates to us, because I know what it's like. It's hard. And then the next challenge is finding locations for our events. We want to put on a massive Pirate and Princess Gala event, but we can't find a hall big enough other than Genesis, but the sports teams get picked over groups like us, because Genesis is all about sports, and Airdrie is a sporting community. So, thankfully Community Links is there for us. They rent us out a room at a very reasonable price, and, they're very good to us. We've got our own little cupboard there with all of our stuff in it. So we have, so we have some storage there, and we're able to meet there pretty much as long as the room's available and we call and we book it, we're good to go. So that's two biggest challenges: fundraising and finding rental space are definitely the two biggest ones. And then I would say the third one is basically helping people get and stay sober, because not everyone is at the right point of their life where they're ready to accept the help, but they're reaching out for help, and you're trying to help them, but they're still stuck in their old ways, and maybe they're just not ready for help, even though they're asking for it. They're just not ready.
Wow.
So it's hard.
Wow. for my personal thing, sometimes some things are not, we can't do it like with your strength, right? Because these things are addiction, right? So it's not something that someone can just get up and, but that's why I personally, I believe in a higher power to help with these things, because it takes a strong will to say, hey, that's it, cold turkey, I'm not doing this again. So you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And don't let those challenges stop you from.
They won't.
Yeah, they can't. I'm sure,
persistent.
because that's good. Keep up the good work. I like that. How can people help or get involved financially? Volunteers, like. Sorry. Before we get there, you've been doing some great things. Sorry.
No worries.
Can you hold that thought?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to bring that up so bad. I've been wanting to talk about it. You've been running or walking?
Walking.
Across?
Well, I did 2 walks. One where I walked from High Level to Airdrie in 2017. So I walked that's where I went to Recovery Center. It was Action North Recovery Center and High Level. So the walk represented my journey of where my sobriety started to where it is now, which is Airdrie.
Wow.
So I walked from High Level to Airdrie. It was 1,021 kilometers. I did it with a 5-pound ball and chain on my ankle, which represented addictions and mental health. So it was like a symbol. I didn't actually like drag it along behind me. I had the chain on my ankle, and then I held the chain came out in the ball in my hand, right? So I'd walk like that, and I raised over $11,000 doing that one. It took me 41 days of walking. It was amazing. It was amazing. I had such a good experience doing it.
Was the weather good?
The weather was amazing, except for the first 3 days was pouring rain. I lost my 2 big toenails. They fell right off. I had blisters, my feet covered in blisters.
Mike.
Yeah, but I walked for 3 days. That happened, and then I took 3 days of rest, and then I started walking again, and then I finished the walk. So I needed a few days rest, but I completed it. And then so I said I would never do that again, but this year I was like, you know what, I want to do something big again to try and raise a big amount of money. And I'm like, what would make me stand out? And I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to do another walk. I don't really want to, but I think I got one more in me. I've got knees, like real bad knees. So I'm like, I'll try it. So this time I had another guy walk with me. His name was Brody Bennett Rue. And we decided to walk from Edmonton to Airdrie. Edmonton because it's a lot shorter than High Level. But the other reason from Edmonton was because I chose to walk from the Government House, which is where I received an award called the Lieutenant Governor True Grit Award. And that was for my work in mental health and addiction. So I said, okay, let's walk from Edmonton as like, it's like a highlight in my life and the journey of my sobriety, and then walk to Airdrie. So I had Brody walk with me, and then along the way I had some psychiatrists and nurses from the PLC. They came and walked with me. It was a great day, and they helped raise a ton of money for the event. We raised over 10 grand, 10,400. So it was very successful. Wow. And then we also had people come up, like when we walked by Bowden Penitentiary, my friend who actually spent time in Bowden Penitentiary, he was at his RV lake resort, or his camping spot. And so he came and met me and walked with me as we walked by the old place he spent time in jail. And then when we got back to Airdrie, we had a bunch of people walk from Airdrie, when we got to Crossfield, we had people walk from Crossfield to Airdrie with us. So like Tina Petro, who sits on city council, was one of those people. Yeah.
Thank you. With this, Mike is determined. So he has a cause that you can put your money behind, because he did this. He lost toes for doing,
toenails
for doing this. So I don't know what to say to you, but if you are able to help with what he's doing, please reach out and help, because he's determined. And Mike, thank you for doing this.
Can I tell him how to donate?
Please do. Yes.
Yeah, you can e-transfer the Sober Friends Society at gmail.com, or you can call me, talk to me. You can donate bottles. I can come pick them up from you. You can donate cash. You can, just hit us up, volunteer for us. My phone number is 587-439-5200. Our email, once again, is thesoberfriendsociety@gmail.com. And those are the best ways to get a hold of us.
And I'll put it on the screen in the description, so they'll have it for sure. So don't hold back. Reach out to Mike, and let your money talk. Show your love, okay? Now, can you tell us some of your sponsors?
Well, the 100 Women Who Care, they donated us over $10,000. They gave us like $10,700, I believe, which was the biggest donation we've ever received.
Thank you, 100 Women Who Care. They care.
We took that money because we want to put it towards a van. It's not enough to buy a van. So what we decided to do is buy a GIC with it, which will generate over $500 within 13 months. And then we also raised over $5,000 just doing we raised over $10,000 doing my walk, but we split it with another charity. So we get just over $5,000.
Okay.
So we're taking that, we're putting that into a GIC as well. So then at the end of 13 months, we'll have that $15,000 taken out, plus the $1,000 or $700 to $1,000 that would have generated, which we can obviously put that towards the van as well. And then with the fundraiser we're doing in February, we're hoping to raise enough money at that fundraising event to take all that money and buy a van. So the 100 Women Who Care gave us that huge donation, and so we want to buy a van with that eventually. The Rotary Club of Airdrie has been a huge support of ours.
Rotary.
Yes, thank you. They do an event called it's like a Dragon's Den kind of thing where 10 to 15 not-for-profits, they come into a meeting and they do a 2-minute presentation about what they need the money for, what their organization does. And then the Dragon's Den, the Airdrie Rotary Club, will decide, okay, well, let's give this group money, let's give this group money. So they hand out money to everybody. They usually make it extremely fair for everybody, which I like. Like I think last year they gave everybody the same amount of money. So they're extremely helpful, extremely generous, and really caring people. So the Rotary Club of Airdrie have been a huge support of ours. The Northmount Kiwanis Club also has been a big supporter of ours. They've donated to us for a couple of our events. So they were they were our biggest sponsor for the Pirate and Princess Gala last year. So this year we're doing it. Gonna hit you up. Hopefully you'll help us out. So and then
thank you.
Yeah, thanks everybody. And then like a lot of people in the community donate us bottles, and I can't, off the top of my head, I don't think we have any more big sponsors. I don't think we have any other big sponsors out there. Like there's been other sponsors that have helped for our events, but they don't actually like sponsor the Sober Friends, right? Like, like off the top of my head, there was Biode Bar sponsored our event last year. There was I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mike, don't worry about it. If you give me a list of it, I can put it in it. But if you send it to me, I'll add it to the video so people know who's helping. But you can also be a sponsor now that you know where the need is, how they need help. Bottles. You can get them bottles, money, your time. So, and space. They need space. So you can help in different ways. Just reach out to Mike and his organization, and they'll tell you, they'll guide you on where you can pitch in. So
we actually have an account at the Bottle Depot on the north side of Airdrie. I think it's called Hometown Bottle and Recycling Depot. So you go in there, you don't even have to go in. Like if they come out, you can drop these off and say these are for the Sober Friends Society. They'll take them and sort them all out, and then they'll put the money into our account, and they'll e-transfer us the money, or I can go pick it up.
See? Easy way to do it too if you want. Just go drop it there and let them know it's for the Sober Friends, and there you go. So there are different ways you can help them, and they're doing a great job in the city. We want the city to keep being peaceful, right? So the Sober Friends are part of the people who are contributing to helping people stay sober, right? And so help them in any way that you can. All right? Thank you. Next question is, Mike, do you like working for your organization? You started it up, so do you like working for it, and why?
I like working for it because the boss is amazing.
That's the boss.
Just kidding. No, I like doing what I do because, like I said before, I love seeing people get and stay sober. It helps me stay sober too. Like helping people helps me. It's healthy. It's uplifting.
Yeah.
You know, I just like doing it, and I will continue to do it. I don't think I can see myself stopping in the foreseeable future. So I like working with the people that are on my team, like Barry Deegan. He's my secretary, treasurer / IT guy. Okay. So, you know, without him, I wouldn't exist because, you know, he's on my board. I also have 2 other members that are at large. Al Geary and Steve Walker Duncan, and without them, you know, like she does my bookkeeping and a lot of my other like stuff, computer stuff, paperwork, things like that. So yeah, and then like Crosby accounting. Vincent Crosby, he does our accounting for us as well. So, you know, he is amazing. I like working with all these people, and I love working with other not-for-profits in the community because we all just, you know, like Volunteer Airdrie is one of my favorite not-for-profits because they help so many people with events, and we always seem to work well together. So I just like doing what I do. It gives me a purpose. It gives me a reason to get out of bed, and it keeps me busy, and it keeps me out of trouble. Boom.
There you have it. It's true. I think it's a human thing. You know, when you're not helping anyone and you're all to yourself, you really feel like, I know people who are, if you're into yourself, you feel empty, like, why are you here? But when you're serving someone, when you're helping someone, it makes you feel fulfilled. Really, I feel it. So if you're out there and you're feeling down, you feel like you have no purpose or you don't know what to do with your life, go out there, look for a need, and meet it, and you'll be amazed.
Volunteer for us.
Volunteer for Mike and his team. They're doing a great job. You'll be amazed how you feel when you get home. Like, you will feel so good. Try it if you've not done it yet. Try it. Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years from now?
Well, Steve put a business plan together for us. I think it was like a 5 and 10 year business plan.
Cool.
He just sent it a few weeks ago. I haven't read it yet because I have a reading and writing retention disorder. I will not be able to make any sense of it. So we're going to have like a meeting, sit down and discuss all these things. But we do have a 5 and 10 year business plan that I know of. And like, for sure, we definitely want a van within 5 years. It would be nice to have our own location within 5 years, but I don't see that happening. I would like to be optimistic, but we have to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So I'm just kind of being, you know, somewhat realistic. I would say within 10 years, I would love to see us have our own location. That would be ideal. And then like even 15-year goal, like maybe make this international. Like maybe we'd have sober friend societies in every different city across the world. Like that would be amazing.
Cool.
You know, we just want to be able to help as many people as we can in however many years we exist.
Cool. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. And so, I promise it's the last one. Do you love Airdrie, and why?
I love Airdrie for many reasons. I love the people in it, the majority of people in it, I should say. And I love how the community comes together to help each other out. Like, you'll see a post on Facebook of someone's house burned down, and like everyone comes together and like helps rebuild their house or buys them everything they need or like puts them up in a hotel. Like, Airdrie just does things like that. They love to help their fellow citizens out. So I love seeing that. I love all the events that Airdrie has going on. Like, a lot of people say, oh, there's nothing to do in Airdrie. I mean, I love Genesis Place. I go there like every day for a hot tub and a steam and a swim and a workout. I love that place. You know, I love we got some parks in town. The library's great. I like the mayor. We got a great mayor.
Yeah.
I know a few people on city council, and I really like those people too.
Cool.
I just love Airdrie mostly because of the people and how the community comes together in times of need.
Oh, thank you so much, Mike. Thank you all for joining. And as we said, there are different ways you can help Mike. The information will be there. Reach out to him. I want to hear, next time I call Mike, I want to hear that people are calling and they're making a difference. They're helping him help people in the community. So please, let me hear that you're doing something, okay? Don't hold back your help. Help out. Thank you so much for joining. And Mike, well, we'll keep in touch because
Yes.
I like what you're doing, and I want to keep, in that communication going. So we'll keep in touch. Thank you so much for joining. All right, what would you like to say anything to anyone out there?
Stay safe, stay sober, stay strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, bye.